in the United States our every 2 weeks achievement and update. Because of the phase we are into in the liberation of Biafra, it is very imperative that those of you in the United States working day and night to see the progress of this government be briefed. So you know that the movement you are part of, the progress we are making, and the plan we have for the next 2 weeks. The last time I had this town hall meeting with you, I made it very clear that as a result of the propaganda from the Nigeria state and the difficulties we are facing, especially in disseminating information and, of course, creating awareness to our people back home, that I promised that the Biafra satellite TV, before coming back today, will be live in Biafra land. I also promised that before this today, we are going to have the Voice of Biafra satellite radio. And today I have come to inform all of you in the United States that the Biafra, Voice of Biafra satellite TV is live in Biafra land.
Good luck.
Not only that, I've also come to inform all of you that the Voice of Biafra satellite radio, 97.5 FM, is also live in Biafra land.
Before this today.
So,
please mute.
yeah, so our next agenda is to see that these satellite radio transmitters are scattered across Biafra land. And, you know, I promise that it is going to be, we're going to focus more on the coastal state at this point. But because we have, you know, previously used some transmitters in the hinterland. And so I wanted the IT technical department to focus on, you know, bringing those transmitters back to life. And then the new transmitters will now channel to the coastal state before we, from there, you know, push to the hinterland. So today, the Voice of Biafra satellite radio is live in Ebonyi State, and gradually the other broadcasting transmitters will be refurbished, and they will be live in a few days' time. Then we will start installation of new transmitters in other states until we cover the 40 states of Biafra. And this idea of 40 states of Biafra, all of you remember that last 2 years, we started this radio project, and then we were not on satellite. So there was a big difference between then and now. And the reason why we put the radio, Voice of Biafra radio on hold after the launching 2 years ago was because we believed that we needed to do more of action work, and then the radio and the TV will come in later days, and that later days is now. So we've been able to finish the structure of the government, both the security, the Liberation Army, the Biafra resistance fighters, and as the activities of this Biafra Defense Force are going on in Biafra land, we need to keep our people aware of the activities of those defending them. So it is very important that we have this radio station and the TV station as well which is covering the entire sub-Saharan Africa. So if you are, in any part of the sub-Saharan Africa, you will have access to watch the Voice of Biafra satellite TV, which is on 247. As I'm talking to you, the TV is live. So this is one of the updates I'm bringing to the United States, to Biafrans in the United States this evening, and we still have a lot of work to do. Also, this is very necessary because of our ongoing self-referendum. Everybody, you could remember that we have embarked on this self-referendum, which is online voting. We need as many votes as possible. And I want everybody to understand that this is a collective task that we must do. So those of you can individually sponsor many, private individuals to help in voting. It is very, very important. And like I have always said, we don't care how these votes are coming in, because we are going to defend it at the end of the day. And in case anybody is concerned about the pattern and the way this vote is being carried out, then we'll be talking about how to conduct, a more however they want it, referendum. But for now, it is in our power to decide as a government how this referendum is being conducted. It is in our power to decide that. And whoever that is not happy with the way we are conducting the referendum will also do us good to bring in the United Nations, and they will conduct it by themselves to their own satisfaction. But for us, we are very, very okay with the system and the pattern of this voting so far, and we are very, very happy with the results so far. So the first stage of the voting is going to end in May. When the first stage of the voting ends, we will now look at our progress, where we feel we need to do some amendment, and we are going to go to the second stage of voting. And I want everybody to understand that because of the disenfranchisement in the voting, because we are using electronic means, the outcome or the turnout of the voting may not be what we expect. So, but what we are looking at is to get the highest percentage from the 4 million people that voted during the last presidential election. That's our target. We are not targeting to get 20 million or 70 million or 80 million, because it is not going to be possible because of the disenfranchisement in this voting, the government threat, the fear factor, the conspiracy theory that the criminals and the enemies of our freedom are putting out there, which we believe that the coming of the satellite radio will go a very long way in putting culpability where culpability is, especially in those rural areas where they have used lies and propaganda to deceive certain individuals. So we need those individuals to also cast their vote. But as soon as we finish this first stage, the second stage of voting will probably be different from what we have in the first stage. Now we are learning to know where we are going to make some amendments. So those of you in the US, you can take it upon yourself to make contact to those back home and help in buying data for them, for example, so they can help in, you can give each person you know a task to get you 1,000 votes, for example, and provide data for them. The rules have not changed, but because there is problem with the data, there is problem with the internet, and this is the first time we are doing such thing, knowing fully well that the internet is not accessible in Biafra land, not even in Nigeria. So it is already used, because we are using the electronic means, is already a disenfranchisement on its own. But we have to do what we got to do to support those who will have the opportunity and the means to use their mobile phone to help others to vote. So it is a task I am giving to every one of you, and also it is a responsibility that every one of us must take. While the Biafra government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland are providing some gadget to selected electoral officials in each state, it is not enough. So we need to individually, on our own, help the government in making sure that the dream of having as many votes as possible before October, November is achieved. And that is number 2. And then we go to the defense of the Biafra land. As you all can see, your support to the government in exile, your contribution has seen a total protection and defense of the Biafra territory, that today there is no attack, there is no mass killing in Biafra land. It is, the credit goes to you because you have made it possible. So the United States, Biafrans in the United States, I would like everyone to clap for yourself, because while other Nigerians are crying, indigenous people in Nigeria are crying, you are not crying. But remember, it has been taking a lot out of you. A lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice has made it possible that people in Biafra land today are bragging that nobody can come there and attack and go free. And we are just starting. We have invested in defense of Biafra, and we continue to invest. And I want every one of you to understand that when we are being faced with threat of extinction, it requires a lot of resources to make the enemy to understand that you can't come in and kill and go. And that particular message, I believe today, is very, very clear to the enemy that Biafra land is a no-go area. And that's why we are doing many things we are doing, which a lot of people will never understand. It is also the same way when every nation are displaying their military might, their military capability, their defense, capability, is sending message to the enemy that you cannot try us, and we will deal with you. So even though we don't have aircraft, we don't have fighter jet, we don't have military tanks and all that, we have ground forces, bigger than Nigeria. We also have men who are more brave, more trained, even more experienced than those Nigeria terrorist army. And I don't need to be saying it because the result is there. So we are also sending messages to those who have been attacking other indigenous people in Nigeria, killing them in masses. 2 days ago, we were watching how they were running from Plateau State, from the community that hosts one of the university there, and people were massacred. And everybody was watching, and what they do, and they have been doing for ages, is to video and be shouting and post it on social media. There is no help. Nobody comes to defend them. And don't forget that we, the Biafra people, were once there. We were once in their shoe. We were once seeing us being massacred, and we make videos and share. We were once being chased away from our own community and our own villages, only for us to share the video. We were once even advocating for people to always video and speak English, so that when we post it out there on social media, the world will know what is going on. We have advocated for that when we were like them. But today, we are no longer doing that. Today, when the criminals and the terrorists come to kill, we have what it takes to defend ourselves. And if they succeed in inflicting any pain to us, we are also in the position to share or not to share, because the capability to defend our land is there. And to those who have sabotaged the Biafra Defense Forces in their different villages, most of them have also paid the price of the sabotage. Because when the enemy come, before we will go there, they may have inflicted a number of degrees of damages in their community. And So many of them have repented and have realized their mistake. So there is no sabotage. But knowing our people who they are, and because of what Nigeria have inflicted in their brains, it is never going to end. The sabotage is something that we are going to face till the restoration of Biafra. And that's why when the sabotage comes, I am not very bothered, because it is part of the struggle. It is not just because of Biafra. It is the sabotage is everywhere. There are countries that are sabotaging their own country today. So it is something that have to do with humans, and we can't eradicate it completely. But the good news is that when Biafra become an independent state, we have the solution. We have what it takes to end every sabotage, to make every single person become patriotic citizen through government policies, through inclusive governance, through equality, progress, equity, and justice. Nobody will have any reason to go against or feel neglected by the government, like what we see in Nigeria today. The neglect, the marginalization, the inequality is too much. And so last time I also promised the Biafrans in the United States that the Biafra government is moving to the AU, the African Unity or African Union, and we are approaching the Banjul Court. The Banjul Court, we are filing the application for reparation. That is going to be in the next few days. This particular process will kickstart. And we are also activating the Article 20 of the African Charter on Humans and People's Rights. The Article 20 clearly states that all people shall have the right to existence. They shall have the unquestionable and the inalienable right to self-determination. And that's where we are today. It went further to say, they shall freely determine their political status and shall pursue their economics and social development according to the policy that have freely chosen. So we have chosen our own policy according to what is enshrined in the African Charter of Human and People's Rights. Also, the Article 20, Article 21 of the same charter state, all people shall freely dispose of their wealth and natural resources. We have not given that right by the Nigeria state to dispose our wealth and natural resources. This right shall be exercised in the exclusive interest of the people. What is happening in Nigeria today is a complete violation of the African Charter, Article 21. There has never been any time in the history of Nigeria that Nigeria government considered.
All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as it is hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first who will collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as it is hot. The court has fixed a date to rule on Nnamdi Kanu's request to be transferred from the DSS facility to a main prison. CDB, he's also applying for bail. Let him see whether they go bail him. Of course, before I go carry you to the full detail of that particular information, I say shout out to all of us of freedom all over the world. People with freedom on the street. I know the fight is not easy, the struggle is not an easy one, but we believe that one day, Chukwuka Abiyama go do the one we make and God. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. As they be before that matter, they put fire for the bomb of Bin Tanyako, say make it come out for that particular case where we say concern Nnamdi Kanu Ohamadike, one of Ndigbo. According to IPOB, and I then talk that one, say Bin Tanyako himself want to use Nnamdi Kanu's case to deliver his family, his father and his son, who are in the DSS net for money laundering and some fraud matter where we say concern them like that. As they be, they say they want to use Nnamdi Kanu as sacrificial lamb in order for Bin Tanyako family to be free. And IPOB don't they advise say make Bin Tanyako resign from that case, make another judge take over that particular case. According to them, they say if that one happens, say that case go move very fast. Justice Bin Tanyako of Abuja Federal High Court have fixed May 20th to rule on an application seeking to transfer the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, out of the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS. Justice Nyako adjourned for ruling after listening to arguments on the application. Kanu's lead counsel, Aloy Ejimako, informed the court that Kanu's continued detention in DSS facility would mitigate the accelerated hearing ordered by the courts. Ejimako said, "We seek the transfer of the defendant from the DSS detention to a house arrest or other similar places of custody or similar law enforcement agencies' custody. It is important to do so, my lord. The application did not arrive in a vacuum. We made it orally and we are directed to put it into writing. We were offering solutions to assist in accelerating hearings ordered by the court. It is not strange to have a defendant detained in a house arrest. Sampo, Dazuki, and Elzazaki have enjoyed this in the past. But the prosecutor, Adegboyega Awolomo San, urged the court to dismiss the application." Una don't see as they happen, my people. I see na emonye ke emeli bia ndị ba anya kene kwa munu obi ade ya mma emenyelu nwa ogwugwu emenyelu nwa no sike emenyekwalụ nda nwanne nwaanyị nọ n'ụlọ ka iwe wee na. As they be, they don't treat Elzazaki like that. They also treated Sambo Dazuki like that. All these people are from the Hausa Fulani origin. But when it gets to the turn of an Igbo man, Sunday Igboho also enjoyed such privilege in Togo. Also, this man called, what is his name? Sowore Omoroye also enjoyed the same privilege because as it is, immediately Tinubu entered into office, Sowore started moving for his passport, which was seized by the court during the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, was returned to him, and as it is now, Sowore is currently in America, and Nnamdi Kanu has been denied every opportunity, every single opportunity, every single privilege that every other Nigeria has enjoyed as a Nigeria. And my question is, did Nnamdi Kanu fall from Jupiter, or did he fall from Pluto or from Mars? And why is he being treated the way he's been treated? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Is there any offense that an Igbo man committed personally? Or is there any offense that our ancestors as Ndigbo committed against Nigeria that we as Ndigbo did not know? You know, the reason why I'm asking all these questions is because if you look at what is happening, you will find out that justice has not taken its place. Equity has not taken its position. At the peak of this matter, we expected something different, but that something different has not come to pass, and that is why we are questioning the position of the NIG government, the position of the Supreme Court, the position of the Federal High Court, and the position of every politician in this nation, even the position of the Igbo, so-called Igbo politicians who are supposed to be at the forefront of this matter. They have decided to, move back. Everybody should remember what the Bible says. Say anybody when they move back, say the soul of the Almighty Chukwuka Abiyama no go have pleasure in them. The Deputy Speaker, Carlo, has been using Nnamdi Kanu also as a means of getting his own bidding. But as it is, only God knows who is who, and God go judge. But before God go judge, make we ourselves, we be human beings, carry our mouth, put am, because God dey for heaven, no be say the answer prayer, but there are some things where we say now we human beings suppose do am by ourselves and by ourselves for ourselves. But as it be, the government where we say we dey follow has refused to tell us the truth, has refused to open up or on what is happening. As it be for NIG, make I carry go for the matter where we say they happen for JAMB, where we say children take. As it be for that particular JAMB, there has been a lot of lopsiding. The children who participated in that particular exam did not come out well. About 1.8 million took the exam and 1.4 million scored below 200. And everybody's wondering what is actually happening, what is actually going on with the students of the day. But meanwhile, I know we carry my check for that one. Make I carry go also for the matters where we say a concern freedom. As it be for fuel scarcity where we say the day for Lagos, one officer don't go shoot man dead though. This one no be laughing matter. Now matter where we say we supposed to cry for the country where we say they call NIG. Ufortunately, we are obodo mano. One name require English in English. Now you sabi they say Lagos police don't identify officer who shot man dead during fuel queue tumult. They said the Lagos State Police Command say it has identified the police officer who shot a young man dead Tahi Ehiafe at a petrol station on Wednesday. This was made known in a statement by the State Police Public Relations Officer SP Benjamin Hondoyin on Thursday. He said the person behind the shooting has been identified as a police officer serving at Special Protection Unit SPU Base 17 Lion Building, Lagos. Investigation is still ongoing and further findings will be made available. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Command is working with the family of the deceased to ensure that there is no miscarriage of justice. Punch Online reported earlier that Enyafe was shot on Wednesday at a petrol station belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited at Obalande in Ikoyi area of Lagos State. He was reported to have been shot dead while he and some others were resisting the move by some security agents to buy fuel without joining the queue. We don't see as it happen for that particular matter. Before I go on, I go advise people. I say, if you see person will carry gun, no go dey drag with them. You don't know whether it take kai or be it take shisha, onrabo, or maybe it take brumbri, something like that. I know one come they call weed or something like that because you and I know say. Say, ever since this country start, the only country where we don't benefit from na Canada. But meanwhile, as it be, if you see person where we say carry gun, I beg no go dey drag with that person because you don't know what in the person mind, whether the person they angry, and even all these police people where we say that they dey for son every day where son they beat and batter them. You want go dey drive with them, my brother, na your life now you dey fight for because person where son don't holler in head fit holler you with trigger. But meanwhile, I go say make government carry out check for this matter because if government want to pick all these police and the rest of them, sometimes they don't do these things by qualification or by merit. They do it because my brother is a minister. My brother Tinyelo na police, something like that. When my brother Tinyelo na DSS, carry my brother to put for army. Now so they do and by the time they make all this selection, you will find people who does not have that zeal to work as a policeman. They are just doing there to just get their daily bread. Because if it is actually your destiny to be a policeman, my brother, you will do it with diligence and due order. But as it is, I don't even know if government are carrying a proper test on this individual who are being employed as police officials before their employment. But be that as it may, I say let justice take its place. Let there be no miscarriage of justice. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, it go be the first we'll collect them. As I drop the microphone, I see another information where you go like here. They say repentant Boko Haram terrorists attack police station, burn down NDLA custom office checkpoint. I go bring am for another edition, make you hear the full detail of that particular information. Thank you for joining us today. God bless you.